Hello, crazy lovies. I'm back once again. This is Holly Rhea. Now, the first video I did posted yesterday, I gave you the breakdown, Gnostics and the Alchemy purposes that pertains in the Bible, like the meaning, the interpretations and the meanings of the verses in the Bible. So this is part two of that. I think we left off on last video about the how some root work was going on regarding Leah and Rachel with the mandrake root. So I left off on that portion. And if you haven't heard me explain about that, it's in that video. I'm also going to, once again, put the link down, the Kabbalah teachers that I got my research from, pertaining to my own perspective of the verses, and other resources that I got also from other YouTube channels as well. Going to be at the bottom of this video on the link, okay? Okay. So I just want to continue on. This one's going to be short. It's not going to be as long as the last one. It's going to be a short video. I had a friend of mine say that she thought it was a nice video, but it was too long. Okay. So, sorry. Okay. So let's get back to, dissecting and breaking down the cryptic meanings and the alchemy purposes that are pertains in the Bible. Okay. So we're still in Genesis. So I just want to let you know I'm still working on the Genesis. I'm still reading through Genesis. Okay. And as I stated before, I'm supposed to be doing this 90-day challenge of reading the Bible within 90 days. I don't see that happening, me reading the Bible for 90 days, but I can give it a shot. Can't hurt to try. And like I said, I'm doing this for my own personal knowledge. I wanted to reread the Bible again with a new set of eyes since I've been going on this spiritual path journey and everything. Just it relates to me differently now. I see it differently. And thanks to Ashia Star Goddess, some of her videos made me open my mind a little bit more about the Bible and how the church and Christians people really don't interpret the Bible the way they should, or they don't really know the Bible, they don't really read their Bible. So once again, not bashing any Christian, nothing like that. I'm just stating that a lot of people preach certain quotes and stuff to the Bible. They don't even know what they're preaching about. They don't even know what they're quoting because they don't not really understanding the Bible and its true content of what it's for. It's more symbolic. It's not meant to be taken literally. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's continue. Let's get it started. So I'm on Genesis chapter 32, verses 26 and 28. And he said, "Let me go, for the day breaks." But he said, "I will not let you go, unless you bless me." So he said to him, "What is your name?" He said, "Jacob." And he said, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with me, and prevailed." Actually, hold on just one moment. Just forgot something here. Not idiot. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't have all my notes. I won't prepare. My apologies. Sorry. Okay. So this is my interpretation of the scripture regarding Jacob wrestling with the angel and getting a new name and all that nature. So I stated, and from my perspective, what I took from the script was Jacob wrestled with himself. Everyone has two sides dwelling inside themselves. Jacob was left alone to deal with his own issues. When one comes to terms with their own struggles and failures, one must look inside spirituality and seek for solace and humbleness. That's why Jacob's name got changed, because Jacob was a man who did things for selfish gain. One must break from their selfishness. One must break from their selfish nature in order to be redeemed and elevated to the higher self. Jacob had to fight and learn to tame the carnal desires that dominated his life in order for him to grow. Jacob was the conniver and schemer. Israel is a man that God contended and prevailed. So, so basically, the carnal, physical, and mental alignment of Jacob was prevailed and conquered through the spirit of Israel. So you have Jacob and Israel. It's like you have a good angel and a bad angel in your head, both trying to tell you what you should do with your life or what you should do with your situation, and they both struggling. That's why I said we both have two sides inside of us, the good side and the bad side that we battle with probably on a daily basis regarding how we deal with our lives. That's what Jacob was going through. He was wrestling with himself, battling against himself about, what type of man he should be. So that's what I got from it. Now, this is what the Gnostic teaching stated. And I printed them off. I wanted to summarize it in my own words, but I didn't feel like doing all that writing. I've been writing this thing the past 2 days, and I just didn't feel like doing all that writing for today. Okay. So basically, I'm not going to read all of it, but you can get it in the link below. Okay. So the Gnostic teaching says Jacob develops in our own particular sexuality and becomes that essential man that fights with the angel, or the angel that guides the sexual seed in all the animals, the sexual desire of all animals, of intellectual animals in the animal kingdom. Thus, if you defeat that archangel within you, then you will build inside of you your Jacob, your own particular Jacob, which is that of Israel, your human seed. That is how you start developing the archetypes within. So I won't too far off. Interesting. It is written that Jacob put his head on a rock, and he saw in a dream that the angels of God were descending and ascending on a ladder when he was sleeping with his head on a rock. That rock is the rock of Ashdod, as the Muslims call it. The rock is set upon which we have to build our church. So Jacob starts the building of what we call the human soul because of the first major initiation. When Abraham begat Isaac, is the union of divine soul with spirit above. When we start developing Jacob, then we have started developing the human soul. All of us have an embryo of soul, but it's up to us to develop that embryo into a human soul. With this, we are saying that we are intellectual animals, not human beings. In order to become a human being, that embryo has to be developed, as Jacob did it when he was fighting with the angel. The fight is the sexual act, since it is in the sexual act when you fight against animal forces. And the sexual act is when you follow Lot or Abraham. We develop Jacob or follow Esau, which is also the animal aspect. In the Bible, there are many levels to explain this. The sexual power, the sexual potency in each one of us is given by an archangel whose name is Samuel Ayuri. Samuel Ayu. I'm just gonna say Samuel. I can't pronounce that other stuff. I'm so sorry, but it's spelled AUM and then WEOR. That is the meaning of his name. Samuel gives the sexual strength in the animal kingdom for them to reproduce. When we reach this level of intellectual animals, Samuel gives us the opportunity to defeat him in order to build the superior aspect if we defeat him. He is there when we have sexual strength. When males have the sexual erection, that is the force of Samuel. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with man, and hast prevailed. As I just read to you previously, that scripture. He touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. The angel did this in order to make Jacob free from the animal orgasm. He touched Jacob in his thigh, which symbolizes sex, because the fight was precisely in Yesod. This is what Jacob felt at that area in Yesod when fighting with the angel. Thus the angel in the end said to Jacob, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with God and with men. In other words, with the sexual forces of God and man, and hast prevailed. All of us have to do that fight. It is not as people think that we have to be born in the Jewish race in order to be an Israelite or from the 12 tribes of Jacob or Israel. No, you have to fight for that. The fight is in the sexual act. If you defeat that sexual potency and transmute it by avoiding the spasm of animals, the orgasm of the animals, if you avoid the ejaculation of semen and transmute that into an energy force, then your own particular angel, Israel, as an archetype, will develop within you. This is the beginning of the creation of the human soul. The human soul is that archetypical part that has to come from your side up to God. So that's the explanation, the Gnostic teachings explanation from the Kabbalah regarding Jacob. And that's all I'm going to have for today. Until next time, thank you for listening. Like, comment, or subscribe. Or if you don't wish to like, comment, or subscribe, please share it. Once again, thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye. Crazy Lovely.